Season 5, which is possibly the final season the Vanguard's gonna have on Warzone, is here, and with it are some brand new weapons, including the EX1 and the RA225, and the BP50 coming later in the season. You're probably wanting to rank them up straight away, or just rank up a weapon you haven't got around to doing yet. Which is a good idea, by the way, because you never know what is going to be the meta next. So in this video, I'm going to show you the fastest way to rank up weapons on Warzone right now, and in some instances, even max rank a weapon from 0 to 70 in 1 hour. This is quite incredible considering a Vanguard weapon requires 150,000 XP to go from rank 1 to 70. And I'm starting with a great method to rank up weapons, specifically when they're at a low rank. This can be useful when you want to get the weapon to a rank to at least have some decent attachments on it. It involves us jumping into a resurgence game, getting a bunch of kills in the pre-game lobby, then just leaving before the game starts. You can do this in any game mode, of course, but resurgence games usually just load a lot quicker. Just make sure to not fill your squad if you are doing this, because you don't want to screw over people looking to play with the team. This method can be an insanely good route to fast XP, and I gained over 2,000 weapon XP every minute and a half with a double weapon XP token on. Oh, and by the way, make sure you do have your double weapon XP tokens on. They're obviously going to make all of these methods way quicker. I recommend this pre-game lobby technique only for low-level ranked weapons, because to go to max rank, this method can be pretty boring, and when you have the ability to kill people too, there are some great alternatives, such as the main other technique to rank up weapons in Warzone, which involves us playing Resurgence or limited time game modes, not playing Plunder like I know many others suggest, and I have in the past too. That being said, if you are looking for a chilled approach to ranking up weapons, hopping into Plunder and grabbing contracts is always a reliable way to go. It just doesn't get you as much XP as these other techniques. Anyway, we're heading into Resurgence, whether that's on Fortune's Keep or Rebirth Island. Just before we load into the game though, get your class optimized for earning XP. Make sure you've got Pointman on as your perk too, and if you're using a Vanguard weapon, make sure you've got Surplus equipped for your perk, as this gives you an XP boost for every kill you get. When we're heading into the game, ideally, you want to fill your squad with friends or people who are just trying to rank up their weapons as well. This makes it easier in terms of spawning back in and for the weapon XP bonuses. If you haven't got a squad ready, my Discord is a great place to go. Just make sure you use the channel Find Teammates for Warzone when doing this, as you'll send a lot of the guys in the main chats crazy if you don't. So follow the link in the description if you want to squad up with someone and rank up your weapons even faster. Now, once we're in the game, you want to land somewhere relatively quiet, somewhere away from the direct line of the flight path. Once we're there, we want to get our loadout as fast as possible to get the weapon on that we want to rank up, and the perks as well. Once we're set with the loadout, we want to get our first contract, and the reason contracts are so good in Resurgence is that you can do loads in a really short amount of time, and most importantly, they compound on top of one another, basically meaning that for every one you complete, you get more of a bonus. If you can complete enough of these contracts, the bonuses get bigger and bigger, giving out crazy XP. On Plunder, this just doesn't happen. So if you do 10 contracts in Plunder, you get the same amount of XP for your first contract as you do for your 10th. Our primary target for contracts in Resurgence is ideally supply runs, just because you can complete them so quickly and they spawn at close shops. Then after that, scavenger contracts are best since all 3 boxes spawn fairly close. In fact, all contracts are good, but if you are to avoid any, I'd say avoid bounty contracts, just because occasionally you can end up hunting someone who just doesn't die for like the whole 3 minutes. To optimize the completing of the contracts even more, we've got to work with our teammates. Maybe have a system of one of you picking up the contracts, one of you completing them, and then other people focusing on just surviving to ensure the team can respawn. When you do complete a contract, this is where the Pointman perk comes into its own. It allows you and your squad to skip those bonus levels of XP I've been going on about. These bonus level skips work right from the start on your first contract too. And the bonus level skips from Pointman work across the whole team. So if 4 of you have it on, that's going to impact your XP massively. This basically means you can get up to 100%, 200% or even more levels of bonuses with way fewer contracts being completed. So with a double weapon XP token on and these incredible percent bonuses, you can start to see how you can maximize a weapon in just an hour. Of course, you can have a bad game and die quite a bit, but since its resurgence, you can get back in on your weapon or go to the free loadout that drops, or even buy another loadout, because doing this method gives you stacks of cash too. I know the plunder contract method seems a little safer since you can respawn consistently, but it is a lot slower, and like I said, contracts don't compound and give bonuses in there anymore. The amount of XP you get in resurgence when you have a good game, or even a decent game, far outweighs these infrequent bad games. I've tested a bunch of different ranking up methods in Warzone, and this still remains the fastest just because when you get a good game in terms of XP bonuses, it far outpaces every other method out there. The only one that gets close is the Clash bounty contract method, which is great, but is less good these days because so many people know about it and Clash isn't always active. If you are looking to not only get ahead with your weapon leveling, by the way, be sure to check this video out where I go over the best Warzone controller settings in Season 5.